everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1978 movie, Halloween. The movie is directed by John Carpenter and written by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, and this is the first film in the Halloween franchise, of course, and starts off Michael Myers as a kid, and he kills his sister, Judith, at the very beginning of the movie. One of my favorite horror movie openings of all time. I just love the whole atmosphere of this movie, especially in this beginning scene when he's like, first he's looking through the window and then he goes in the house and it's from his point of view and everything, and he picks up the mask and he goes in to kill her and everything. It's just, I love the way that it's shot. It's just so awesome and everything. And then after that we cut to, I think it's 15 years later. He escapes from Smith's Grove insane asylum and returns to Haddonfield and starts stalking Laurie Strode and her teenage friends. It's just such a great movie. It's a classic for sure. I know a lot of people even have said this is their favorite horror movie of all time, and I can completely understand why. It's easily one of my favorites as well. I hadn't seen this movie a whole lot, but I saw it for the first time a few years ago, and every time I watch this movie I love it even more and everything. It's just such a great movie. The cast in it are all really good, especially Donald Pleasence as Dr. Loomis. He's easily one of my favorite characters of the franchise, if not my favorite character. And then Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode is great in this and everything, although some of her crying isn't extremely great towards the end of the movie, but since this is her first movie, I give her a pass for that and everything. Plus, I know crying in movies can't be that easy. I know a lot of actors do make it look easy and everything, but I can't imagine it being that easy. But I think she's great as Laurie Strode. Nancy Keys, I hope I pronounced her last name right, I think that's how you say it, plays Annie, who's one of Laurie's best friends, and she's really good too. And P.J. Souls plays Linda, who's Laurie's other best friend. And she's totally good. Although she does say totally a whole lot. There's like one scene where she says it like 4 times and within like one sentence and everything. But I really like her. She's one of my favorite characters too, and she just doesn't get a lot of screen time. I noticed she's in there for a few minutes at the beginning and then for a little bit before she gets killed, but I mean she's not in this movie near as much as I remembered, but I really do like her in the scenes we get her in. Charles Cyphers plays Sheriff Brackett, who's Annie's dad, and I think he does a pretty good job. He doesn't do a lot either. Most of the movie he's with Dr. Loomis, who's trying to get him to help him keep a watch out for Michael. Kyle Richard plays Lindsay, who's one of the she's the girl that Annie's babysitting and everything, and she's really good for her part. She's not in it a lot, but she's good for the part she's in, and she's supposed to be coming back for Halloween Kills, and I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see her return as Lindsay in Halloween Kills. Brian Andrews plays Tommy, and I think he does a really good job too. I know a lot of people are wanting him to come back to play Tommy in Halloween Kills because Anthony Michael Hall's going to be taking over, but I think it's because he hasn't acted in a long time. He's not an actor anymore, but I thought he was really good too and everything. And Nick Castle is awesome as Michael Myers. One of my favorite portrayals of the character. He's just really intimidating and creepy and everything, and he just is a great version of the character. Easily probably my favorite version. The cinematography by Dean Cundey is great too. I just love his cinematography in this movie and everything. And like, I love that they filmed this just in like an everyday neighborhood and everything. It gives it a more realistic feel and everything. And John Carpenter's score is just amazing. Probably the best, one of the best horror movie scores of all time. I don't know if I'd say it's my most favorite, because I really love the score for Jaws, but as far as slasher movies go, this is easily my favorite slasher movie score and everything. It's just so great. Really makes it, that helps bring the atmosphere, makes it creepier and everything, especially like in the scenes when he's stalking and stuff, and like at the beginning of the movie when he's peeking through the windows and all that. That scene just is all that much better because of the awesome score. And then of course the theme for the movie, which it plays during the opening credits, and a lot of times when Michael Myers is like around and everything, that's kind of how you know he's around, is the theme is playing. I just love the theme too. It's one of the best horror movie themes of all time, if not the best, because like I said, I debate between this one and Jaws on which one's my favorite for that. Yeah, it's just a really great way to kick off a franchise, even though this wasn't even meant to be a franchise. It was supposed to just be one movie, but they decided to make it into one, and I'm glad they did and everything, because I do like this franchise a lot, and it's one of my favorite, but this one is easily one of my favorites in the franchise. It's one of my favorite slasher movies of all time, and even though I don't say it's my most favorite and everything, I can understand why people do and everything, because it is a really great movie, and this is one of those that just gets better every time I rewatch it and everything. And there's not a lot of things that I can really say about this movie that I didn't like. It does have a little bit of pacing issues, I guess, in the middle, just a tiny bit, but it doesn't really annoy me very much and everything, because like I said, it is an intense movie. Now, I got to see this movie at a movie theater a couple years ago on Halloween, and it was a really great experience getting to see this movie on the big screen and everything. It makes it even more intense when you're like in a movie theater and the sound is all around you and everything, if that makes sense. But it's just a really great movie. This is a must-see horror movie. If you haven't seen it, then you definitely need to see it, especially if you're a horror movie fan. If you haven't seen this, then how can you call yourself a horror movie fan, really? But unless of course you're just like starting to get into horror or something. It took me a long time to see it, so I can't really say too much on that, because I didn't see it till I was about, I don't remember how old I was. I was at least in my early 20s when I saw it for the first time, I think, maybe late teens. But anyway, I'd give Halloween a 10 out of 10. It's a perfect horror movie. It's one of the best ever made and everything. I definitely would recommend it if you haven't seen it and everything. And but anyway, I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.